Yeah.
I feel like, may as well start with a bang, so we'll go with the most offensive thing possible.
Yeah.
Just want to preface by saying these are jokes, because, especially with the Jews, it's a very touchy subject, very sensitive, so these are just jokes. But we should be able to talk about these things. We shouldn't feel uncomfortable to talk about things, but, you have to be sensitive, you have to be subtle. You can't be too on the nose. Not that Jews have big noses. No, I'm actually part Jewish, as a matter of fact. My nose is quite Irish looking, but I am Jewish. And I recently got an ancestry test done, and it said I'm 1% Jewish. So, I think that was a grand culture, so it's just 1%. But, it's kind of weird. It's like, what does that mean, 1%? You know what I mean? Like, do I get 1% control of the government, the media? Like, what does that mean? Did I get something? No, but I got to. Ever since I discovered I was Jewish, I find myself getting easily offended at benign things. Like I was like this year night, I was at this fancy steak restaurant with my family, and the waiter asked, "Would you like your steak made with au jus sauce?" And I said, "What do you call me?" Yeah. It's also made dating hard for me. Like I recently met this cute Jewish girl at the bar the other night, and when I asked for a number, she pulled up her sleeve and showed me. That's a joke. I don't go to bars. Yeah, but no, I love the women. Big fan of ladies. I think there's actually a lot in common between women and the Holocaust. Women also lie about their body count. No, I do believe in the Holocaust. I think some of the details are a bit exaggerated, like the whole narrative with the masturbation machines. They were masturbating camps. It's like, because first of all, that sounds like every 14-year-old's wet dream. Talk about a happy ending. Sign me up. I'll go in there right now. The first one. Okay. Not a joke though. I'm actually Irish. My father, who's actually in the crowd, for my father Dermot. Yeah. Born in Dublin, and I'm very proud of my Irish heritage. The Irish get bad, because the Irish are one of those groups like you can't make fun of anybody nowadays. You can't make fun of Asians, Hispanics, blacks, especially the Jews. But Irish, like, oh, go malarkey. Everybody gets down on the Irish, Like, and there's one term that I really take issue with. This term, Black Irish. Like you hear this term, Black Irish. What does that mean? Like me, I have dark hair, not exactly black, but people call me Black Irish. That's not fair. There's other Europeans with black hair. Germans have black hair. We have black hair. You wouldn't call him Black German. There's Germans black hair. You would call them Turkish people. And so, like the Irish. When the Irish were first coming to this country, they had it bad. They were, below black people at a certain point. Like businesses actually used to hang signs outside the store that said, "No blacks, no dogs, no Irish." And I'm gonna get to thinking, you just repeated yourself 3 times. All right, I'm probably not past the 5-minute mark, but that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Woo!